What is up, my friends? Welcome along to tonight's late night agenda, where, as always, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the main talking points surrounding Liverpool Football Club. There is only one talking point tonight, and that is the potential sale of Liverpool by FSG. Who could it go to? How much will it go for? And what can we expect? I'm going to take you through what I've been able to find out over the last 24 hours. Nothing too spectacular with regards to breaking stories, but I'm going to try and join a couple of the dots and see what the most likely outcome is. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video, and of course, do hit that subscribe button for me. So look, what do we know? Well, David Ornstein's story broke yesterday that FSG are now weighing up the possibility of selling Liverpool Football Club. We immediately have one moral dilemma that needs to be addressed. It's the elephant in the room, but it needs to be spoken about. Is it important what type of owners Liverpool Football Club have? The answer to that question lies in each individual's perception. For me, I believe absolutely. It is important that Liverpool Football Club have owners that are good custodians of the club and that understand and adhere to the morals and the efficacy to which the football club has always held itself. That's very tricky these days in a modern world where everybody probably has skeletons in their closet. And let's be honest, nobody gets to this point in life where you're a billionaire without probably rattling a few cages or having a few dark things in your past that maybe you don't want to speak about. So I'm not naive enough to think that FSG or any other potential owners are going to be squeaky clean. Everybody to get to that level in life has probably stepped on a few people along the way. But I can say with a clean conscience that for me, I don't want a state-backed fund owning Liverpool Football Club, or indeed for that matter, any football club. But for this video, and obviously me being a Liverpool fan, I'm going to focus on why I don't like Liverpool selling, or the idea of Liverpool selling to a state-backed entity, and why I think that it will be an American owner that actually buys the club. So look, the reasons for me not wanting a state-backed owner are pretty straightforward. It is most likely going to be a form of sports washing for whomever the state-backed fund that would potentially buy the club would be doing. They would come in and they would look to use Liverpool's legitimacy, Liverpool's fan base, Liverpool's place in the sporting world and everything that they've achieved to make their country look good as a PR exercise. I don't like this, and I also don't like the non-competitive aspect of a state-backed fund running a football club. I've said this many times and people will disagree with me, and I'm absolutely fine with that. All I can ever give you is my perspective on these things. And for me, when you start introducing a whole nation's wealth to sport and to football, the business and competitive element goes out, because no business can compete with a country-backed fund. It just isn't possible. If you run a business, whether it be a coffee shop, a football club, whatever it might be, ultimately you're going to want to break even or make a profit and certainly increase the value of the brand. That's the goal of most people that buy a business. This is not the goal of a sports washing country that wants to use the legitimacy of a sports club to make their country look good on the world stage. And I can't change my morals on that. I have no control over who Liverpool Football Club gets sold to. That right is down to FSG and FSG alone. I have been looking and reading things, and Pep Linders today said that FSG have been good owners as far as he's concerned of the club, and that they will do the right thing for the football club. And this is what we've got to hope for. I want FSG gone as much as anybody else. I've acknowledged the good stuff, but I do think it's time for them to move on. But those words from Ian Ayre ring through. Be careful what you wish for. We do have to keep in mind that, for me, one of the reasons that I was drawn to Liverpool Football Club, even as a child, was that do you know what? Just putting this stuff aside, genuinely, I feel an affinity to the city. I feel like I can recognise and understand the morals and the values of Liverpool Football Club and what it means to the city of Liverpool and to the people of Liverpool. And that to me has always been an important factor of why I've supported the club. Of course, you want your team to be successful on the pitch, but ultimately for me, it's more than just the good of Liverpool. It's the sport in general. I don't like where it's gone over the past 10 or 15 years. And I'm not naive enough to know that when everybody signed up to the Premier League in 92, that football probably wasn't, well, it probably sold its soul back then, if the truth be told. And I understand as well that people who support clubs with smaller budgets or in lower leagues will look at all this and think these are first world problems. I get it. I do understand all of that. But I can say safely that if Liverpool Football Club are taken over by a state-backed fund, I don't know if I'll continue to support the football club, and I don't know if I'll continue to make content past the end of the season. That's how strongly I feel about the matter. I say I don't know because, of course, everything is nuanced. But how I feel deep down, if we were to get owners like Newcastle, like Manchester City, like PSG, it wouldn't be anything that I'd recognise in a football club. It wouldn't have the same values that draw me to the football club and the people of Liverpool now. And I'm just giving you my take on it, but that's where I stand. It's a big statement for me to come out and make, but that is where I stand. So what do we know? And where's the club likely to go? Well, one thing we know for certain is that Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley have been tasked with showing the sales pitch, giving the sales pitch to prospective owners. Now, for me, and again, for a couple of journalists that I've been reading their work as well over the past few days, if I was to put 50 quid on the table now and say where I think the next owners will be from, my money would be on another American owner. Now, I certainly will not be somebody who will tarnish all American owners as the same or as good or bad as each other. Every individual and every group are different and approach things in a different way. But what we do know is, if you're looking at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, you're probably pitching to that American audience, or those American billionaires who have, let's be honest, come into European football a lot over the past few years. So if I was to guess, I would say you may be looking at an American consortium. Now, one name that has been doing the rounds over the past 24 hours is the Ricketts family. You probably recognise that name from their attempt to buy Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club's fans made no secret of the fact that they did not want the Ricketts family owning the club. This, I believe, goes back to 2019 when Joe Ricketts, who is, I believe, the most senior person of the Ricketts family, made Islamophobic comments in an email describing Muslims as the enemy, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, I can understand Chelsea fans' stance on that. And for me as well, that would be a no. That would be a no for me. And I think I would imagine most Liverpool fans as well would be saying, we don't want people with those type of morals owning our football club. I don't. For me, if you're asking my honest opinion, I've long been of the belief that I'd like to see English football clubs owned by English people. It's not a xenophobic view. It is just surely the point that I can't imagine a European person going over and buying an NFL club and running it. And I firmly believe that NFL clubs should be run and owned by American businessmen and women. Same goes for me. These are jewels in the UK sporting crown. And I think clubs like Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, whomever, ideally, for me, they should be kept in British hands where possible. The only viable option, I think, that I'm aware of would be Jim Ratcliffe, who, as you know, tried to buy Manchester United and I believe was part of a consortium looking to buy Chelsea as well. I don't know too much about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, but I do know that he's got enough money that he could be a viable contender to buy the football club. So for me, I'd like it to go into English ownership if at all possible. But outside of that, first and foremost, I would be open to any ownership that isn't a state-backed fund. And I'm aware, I can already probably hear people typing in the comment section, people who do want sugar daddy owners or rich money. Might be a generational thing. I don't know. But for me, if FSG just loosened the purse strings a little bit and didn't try and sell us down the river with regards to the Super League, I'd probably be a lot more forgiving of them. Now, what type of price are we looking at for the sale of Liverpool Football Club? Well, according to experts from London financial markets and across the water in the US, somewhere between 4 billion and £4.5 billion, in excess of maybe just around $5 billion. Seems absolutely ludicrous, but you are again talking about a very, very, very prestigious football club that has had success on the pitch recently, has a world-class manager, and has the facilities that really don't need to be improved all that much in the near future because the training ground has been done, the stadium has been developed, the Abbey Road end is currently under construction to be rebuilt. So for new owners, they don't have to come in and put a huge capital expenditure in straight away. With, let's say, United were bought, you're going to have to redo Old Trafford, you're going to have to probably fix up Carrington and a few other things. FSG have put the club in a position where any owner who comes in is probably going to be looking to increase revenue streams from media work and stuff like that, I would imagine. Again, football finance, not my thing. But if I'm guessing, I'm going to say American owners will be the most likely. And after that, I guess it'll just be a waiting game for us all to see. This is going to be a time where, once again, I feel like many Liverpool fans will be pit against each other, and people will speak down about other people's opinions and views and try and undermine them and try and just shout them down. I'm not that type of person. I understand for younger people who maybe look at this now, and I've seen Chelsea under Roman Abramovich, and I've seen Manchester City and PSG, and that might be all they know with regards to football ownership. So I understand that there will be people who just want Liverpool to be able to go out there and compete. I think there's a way that we can do that without having to sell our souls. So for me, I hope we get an owner who comes in and runs the football club and gives Klopp the money, but isn't using us to cover up deficiencies or skeletons in their closet elsewhere. That's all I can really say on it. That's what I currently know, and that's how I currently feel. So I'm as nervous as all of you about what might happen. I'm semi-excited, of course, because the potential new owners coming in that could give Klopp the money to go and spend, because I firmly believe the money is there. I think if FSG really wanted to, FSG could fund Jurgen Klopp more significantly. I think they choose not to. Now, why that is, it could be the fact that they're very risk averse, or it could be the fact that they just only ever wanted to concentrate on getting the club to a valuation that they think that they've peaked at. And right now, maybe they think that if they can extract the, I think, 1,300% markup from what they paid for it based on these valuations, perhaps that's the angle that they'll choose to go. But you know what? I don't think that they will sell us to just anybody. Genuinely. And I don't think that they take lightly what it means to own Liverpool Football Club. I'm not saying they have an emotional attachment to it, but I do think that they will try their best to pass it on to somebody who will continue their work and will continue to look to make Liverpool Football Club progress. Again, basing off their business relationships and the fact that they are American owners themselves, I still think we're most likely going to end up with either a big American investment or new American owners. So look, other than that, that's where we are right now. That's all that we know. You're going to see lots of stuff over the next week or two. You're going to see names thrown around from everywhere. I've seen Dubai, the Crown Prince of Dubai's name has been mentioned, and all this other stuff. I can only tell you how I feel about it, and that is that I will certainly reevaluate my supporting of Liverpool Football Club, and whether it just feels right any longer, whoever the new potential owners are, unless of course they are an American owner or a billionaire that just comes in to buy it. That's business, I understand that, but I don't know. I don't think I could sell my soul. You know, it's hard enough these days looking at modern football and trying to feel attached, trying to feel part of it, and not just another number or not just, you know, another customer. So that's where I am. Now I want to know what you guys think. Please do let me know in the comment section. Please do be respectful, of course, of other people and their views, because we won't all agree on this. This is going to be a divisive topic amongst our fan base, and we don't need any more dividing. We need to come together, particularly to get behind the lads on the pitch. So look, that's my take on it. Over to you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.